Hey, some of us right now is feeling forgotten, feeling in last place. We're focusing on our handicap instead of our promise. But I just want to encourage you with this word real quick. It comes from 2 Samuel 9. Now David said, "Is there anyone who is left of the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake?" So right there, God put it on the king's heart just to be a blessing. Remember, the king's heart is in God's hand. And there was a servant of the house of Saul who was now serving in David's house, since David was the new king. The servant's name was Ziba. So when they had called him to David, the king said to him, "Are you Ziba?" Ziba said, "At your service." Then the king said, "Is there not still someone of the house of Saul to whom I may show the kindness of God?" God's going to put it on someone's heart to just be a blessing to you, to be kind to you. It may be because your grandfathers, your grandmother, or someone see your position because it's a holiday season, it's a giving season. But it's going to be God that's going to put you on this person's heart, remember? So the king said, "Is there still not someone of the house of Saul to whom I may show the kindness of God?" And Ziba said to the king, "There is still a son of Jonathan who is lame in his feet." Remember, Jonathan and David was best friends. They was real close friends. So due to past relationships, it's on David's heart to be a blessing to somebody that comes from Jonathan's family. So his servant brought up Mephibosheth, but he brought up his handicap as well. He said he's lame in his feet. So the king said to him, "Where is he?" He didn't say, "Oh, he's lame in his feet." Forget what I was thinking about. He said, "Where is he? Let's locate him." God is looking for somebody to locate you. And catch this, you gotta catch this. Ziba said to the king, "Indeed, he is the house of Mecca, the son of Emil in Lodabar." Lodabar was like the ghetto. Lodabar. The bar is low. The standards is low. You may feel forgotten. You may be in a low place. But God is looking for you. He knows where you are. Then King David sent and brought him out of the house of Mecca, the son of Emil from Lodabar. So he went from the pit to the palace. He went from the ghetto to the uh, I'm just gonna say suburbs, the ghetto, the opposite suburbs to the suburbs. Okay, where the king is way better than the suburbs, the palace, the pit to the palace. Just like that, when somebody mentioned him. Now, when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, had come to David, he fell on his face and prostrated himself. Then David said, "Mephibosheth," and he answered, "Here is your servant." So, despite Mephibosheth's handicap, he offered his service. He offered his hat. He what he had. He Submission is a condition that puts us in position to receive the blessing. Catch that. Submission is a condition that puts us in position to receive the blessing. So, despite what it looks like, despite how we feel, despite our past, God's calling us. He's placed us on someone's heart. He's looking for us. But Mephibosheth also, despite his handicap, he was willing and able to relocate. Are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to relocate from that job to be promoted? Are you willing to relocate to that city to see that business grow? Are you willing to relocate even you in line for this promotion, you see this big church, but God is saying relocate to this smaller church. Are you willing to relocate? Ask yourself that, because submission is the condition that puts us in position. So David the king said to him, "Do not fear, for I will surely show you kindness for Jonathan's your father's sake and restore." Are you ready to be restored? Relocation. Are you ready to relocate? If you're not ready to relocate, then you're probably not ready to be restored. Are you trusting that when God calls you, you're going to answer the call? Or are you just looking for restoration without the condition, properly meeting the condition, properly, without properly being willing to submit? But the king said to Mephibosheth, but despite his handicap, he said, And I will restore to you all the land of Saul your grandfather, and you shall eat bread at my table continuously. So I'm sure there was people looking on, just like when it said. And Ziba said to the king, there is still a son of Jonathan who's lame in his feet. Ziba just knew Mephibosheth was like, man, he's lame in his feet. What are he gonna do? But the king looked despite that. So I'm sure Ziba was not thinking, man, he's gonna call Mephibosheth, and then Mephibosheth is gonna eat at bread at the king's table. Are you ready to eat at the king's table? Are you willing to relocate? Are you expecting to be restored? Then he bowed himself and said, what is your servant that you should look upon such a dead dog as I? He was humbled by this attitude. He had an attitude of gratitude to the point where he was very humble. He was like, who am I that you gonna bless me with this? Who am I where you gonna promote me? But see, it hadn't even got to the good part yet. The king said to Ziba, Saul's servant, said to him, I have given to your master's son all that belonged to Saul and all to his house. You therefore and your sons and your servants shall work the land for him, and you shall bring in the harvest, that your master's son may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, your master's son, shall eat bread at my table always. Now, Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. So you just see the king just gave him this land. He said, I'm going to restore all the land that King Saul, your grandfather, had. But not only that, because what good would that have been if he's handicapped? He can't work the land. So he turned around to Ziba and said, you working for me, now you're going to be working for him. You, your 15 sons, and your 20 servants. So he got the land and the workers to work the land. I don't know how long it took to get from Mecca or from the king's palace to Lodabar, but it don't take long for God to promote us. It just depends on us. We always talking about we waiting on God. Maybe God is waiting on us to relocate, expect to be restored, expect to be repositioned, and be willing to offer our service and accept it. Well, your promotion is coming. Your promotion is coming. You're not forgotten. You're not forgotten. However, we have to be in the position of submission. We have to be willing to submit the position that we are in now. We got to be willing to relocate to allow that promotion to occur. Well, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. And man, I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Black Friday. Don't spend all your money on one place. Okay. God bless you.